had to get y'all the real. Because there were times when I didn't even believe that God was hearing my prayers. There was times I didn't believe that I was gonna come up out of some of the stuff I went through, like for real. Even the things that I felt like I didn't deserve, like real talk. I had to ask God to show me how this is working for my good. Show me your hand in this, like for real. I'm not gonna give y'all no fake. I'm gonna give y'all the real, the raw, the uncut because I had to pray. This is what y'all don't see the nights that I'm down on my face and I'm praying to God. And I'm asking God, please, please help me see what it is you need me to see. Show me your will, your hand in this. Because right now, God, I believe, but I need you to help my unbelief, God. I believe everything that you told me, God. But right now, for me in my life, God, I couldn't see it. And I had to ask him to show me. And when he showed me, I had to ask for forgiveness because everything was working for my good. Everything was working for my good, for my kids' good, for our future, for our legacy, for this walk that we're walking in now. Y'all just don't understand. Like the next level is personal. Personal. It's personal. It's personal. It's personal. But when you delayed in bed, you're not sure if you're gonna live or not. Cause I did. I did. I did. I did. I did, y'all. I did. I did. I did. I did. I was there. I was there. I was. I was there. But see, people think that you just be holding it together. Or more so, you get the ones that think they know you the best and really think that you just be covering up. But there's no cover up. There's no cover up, y'all. Excuse me. No. But there's no cover up. There's no cover up because, whew, man, it's crazy. It's crazy. So when I finally, and I'm jumping back in, I know I left y'all with a strong tip, but I'm coming back. I'm coming back. Um, I'm coming back to that tip. I'm gonna end this video with that same tip. Right now, we're gonna we're gonna jump back. Um, but yeah, so when I got tired of fighting in my divorce, and I got tired of trying to make something work, that eventually I had to come to terms and ask God and ask Him, Lord, like for real, like on God, like is this not my husband? Is this not the man that you have for me? Like at this point in time, I was like, Lord, I know you didn't put us together to result to a divorce. Kid you not, like for real. I was like, so you have to show me. You have to show me. So I probably didn't share this story. I'm not sure. So I'm gonna give it to you as little bit as I can, just in case somebody didn't hear it, just in case somebody didn't catch it. But yeah, I woke up one day and I told the Lord, I said, Lord, you didn't mean for me to live this way, and I meant it because it was hell. Waking up, fighting every day. Waking up, I'm in a great mood, but then he being negative. Waking up and acting like we ain't got nothing to be grateful for. Come on now, waking up and feeling like I'd rather stay in the bed than to face this day, face another day with you, that type of stuff. Like it had got to that point, like it was so sad, it was so heartbreaking that I was like, Lord, I know you didn't put me with this man for me to get a divorce. I'm like, I know that can't be so. But I woke up and I said, Lord, today is the day. Like for real, when you get tired of being sick and tired and you really ready for a change, I'm telling you, you'll talk to God, but you won't be pushed into this circumstance or to this point until you sick and tired of being sick and tired of being sick and tired. And then when you get tired of being sick and tired, guess what? You eventually gonna get up and you're gonna do something about it. So I did, and I woke up and I said, Lord, not today. Not today. The devil is a lie. He will not steal my joy. He will not have my happiness. Matter of fact, I'm getting myself back. I said, my smile, who I am, who you made me to be, God, I'm getting that person back. So on that day, I woke up and I went to my husband and I told him. I said, today is the day. I said, either we're going to get it together. I said, we're going to separate. I said, or we're going to get a divorce. However you want to do it, that's what we're going to do. Guess what he said? He said, we want a divorce. Kid you not, this was on a Thursday. I'll never forget it. I said, okay, well, you want a divorce? Cool. I guess he thought this was a joke. No, it was a good day, but it was a day for me to follow and pursue what it is that God has called me to be. True enough, kid you not, God had already told me enough was enough 2.5 years before I actually went and filed for the divorce. So Sunday came and went to church. We had church service, this, and the third. Woo, woo, woo. I told my pastor after church, I said, Pastor, I said, you know where I've been. I said, you know every circumstance, which he did, because my pastor, he counseled us very well. And he was there for us through through a mighty long road. And kid you not, I had we went through couples therapy and we went to group therapy. I can count on my hand how many times he showed up for those appointments. And kid you not, kid you not, kid you not, I had been doing it for a while. I had been doing it for a while. Kid you not, I even tried doing the Love Dare from Fireproof the movie. Thank God for that. But guess what? I could not fulfill the duty right then and there. So when I went to my pastor and I told him, I said, Pastor, I said, you know where we've been there. I said, but today, I said, I got my mind made up. I said, it looks like I'm getting a divorce. My pastor said, well, Shanae, I cannot preach divorce. He said, but since you done came to me, he said, I can tell you exactly what to do. He told me exactly what to do. You think I hesitated? No, I sure did not, because it was a good day, and I promise you, when Shanae stand on something, she gonna stand on it. But number two, when I'm done with something, I'm done with it. Ain't no going back, ain't no going back and forth, ain't no second chance, ain't no none of that. Because when it's a wrap, it's a wrap. Because I didn't I can say for certain, I put my whole heart on the line. I can say for certain, I put my whole heart into this. I can say for certain when I'm passionate about something, I'm passionate about it. And I don't take it lightly. So when I make a decision, that settles it. That settles it. But when God speaks to me, we here for it. We here for you. I was ready for this energy. I was giving y'all to come. I was giving y'all the cool. Now we're getting down to the nitty gritty. So that Monday, kid you know, I did exactly what he told me to do. But something went right. So I was like, okay, let me go up here. So I went to the courts and I spoke to a lady, and she was my classmate's mom. And, she was like, well, you're going to need this, this, and the third, and that, and da, da, da. And she was like, we're going to go ahead and set you a date. I said, okay. She was like, but yeah, you're going to need some more things. So I was like, okay, cool. I said, well, God, I said, something ain't right. Kid you not, God sent me right back to a lady that I worked with, and she was a Jewish lady, and God brought her into a job where I worked at, and kid you not, this lady was on me from day one. When I say on me, every time I turn around, I was doing something wrong. Every time I turn around, she had something to say. Every time I turn around, she was in the office. I didn't understand. So at this point in time, I'm like, Lord, who is this lady? I'm like, what is the issue? So, kid you not, um I was having a conversation with one of my patients, this and another, and she was like, well, we don't have the same beliefs. Because I was telling my patient that I was going to pray for them, and we was talking about faith, and we was talking about Jesus, and this and the third. So that's when it struck me. I was like, huh, interesting, what does that mean? So me, I was like, okay, Lord, I said, show me something. Not knowing what I'm really opening up a real portal, like for real. So at that point in time, she's still telling on me. She's still telling on me. Like on God. So, like, kid you not. At that point in time, I told the manager, I don't know what to tell you. I said, all the doctors requested for me to work with them. I was like, everybody loved me. I said, you asked the doctor that we work mutually with. I was like, you asked the nurse, they couldn't tell you nothing. I said, but this lady keep constantly telling you things. So eventually, I was like, Lord, this your child. You're going to have to deal with that. And I did. I told him, I said, Lord, you're going to have to deal with that. I said, because apparently it's personal and it's not me. So God began to reveal and show me things. And it really touched me in a way I would never seen coming. I never seen coming. So, come to find out, um, Jewish culture, they only believe in God, they don't believe in Jesus Christ. So, I began to ask her questions. And, I began to be curious. This, and the third. Y'all kid y'all not. My last day at that job, This lady came back to me. She was boohoo crying like a baby. Everybody looking at me like, is something finna happen? Cause kid you not, like I was scared. I didn't know if it was gonna be a terrorist attack. I'm gonna be real. I was scared. I didn't know what was going on. And I was like, what's going on? What's going on? And I was asking her, I said, you okay? You okay? And she just cried and she just cried. And then finally she told me, she said, one day I hope to be half the person that you are. And I said, what do you mean? She said, I just love your spirit. She said, you come in here happy. She said, you come in here, you are a genuine person. She said, I'm gonna miss seeing it. And right then and there, kid you not, God showed me, God showed me her and why she came in the way she did. He showed me her motherly spirit, why she felt like she needed to be in charge, why she felt like she needed to take control, why she felt like she needed to, she did these things for validation of feeling needed. And he told me because she had lost her mother at a young age. I said, oh my God. I said, Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ, y'all, kid you not. And I'm like, Lord, wow. Wow. But let me tell you how Satan worked, how he been tricking us all this time, how he been trying to trick us anyway. But he ain't me, Shonay. He ain't understand what he did because I'd have been through so much hell and everything else up under the sun. So he knew what was on my life. He knew what God was finna have me to do. He already knew what was in store. That's why he been trying to stop me. That's why he been trying to block me. And at this point in time, right now I'm untouchable. I keep saying it because y'all don't understand. I'm untouchable on God. Like for real. God wars for me and God do not play about Shawnee Michelle Carter because at the end of the day, I'm going to fall in obedience to whatever it is he need me to do. And I fall in pursuit because I know that he's going to take care of me. At all costs, I'm going to do what he tell me to do because I don't care what people think. I don't care what people say. I don't care how people feel at the end of the day. If God sent me, he sent me for a reason. Either you going to eat or you need to talk to God about it. Jehovah Jireh, back onto the subject. So, kid you not, she gave me a certificate that said you graduated from zoology, and I thought it was the sweetest thing. But I'm gonna tell you where it messed me up was because that same patient had came in on that same day, and she was like, well, today I'm gonna pray for you. So during this time, it was just us in the room, and my patient had prayed for us. By that time, that same coworker had walked in the room. And I told my patient, I said, well, I gotta pray for you. So, I was telling, I didn't say nothing to my coworker, but I was telling the daughter how it was an honor and a privilege just to be with them, this and the third, woo woo, and how much they really blessed my life just to be able to watch the transformation of this woman, like everything she went through, like that was a great blessing for me. But when I got ready to pray for this woman, y'all, kid y'all not, where the Jewish lady had walked out the first time, this time she joined in hands with me. And she joined the circle. And instantly, all I heard was every knee will bow, every tongue will confess that he is Lord. Demons tremble at the name of Jesus. But at the end of the day, it wasn't for me to make her believe. It wasn't for me to argue our differences. It wasn't for me to even speak on her, even though she had treated me the way she did. But there was valid reason. God showed me why. But guess what? If Shanae would have acted in flesh, she would have acted in such a manner of humanity, or she would have acted like this world, I would have been losing, y'all. Guess what? He sent me back to that same Jewish lady when it's time for me to get my divorce. And guess what? Her husband's a divorce attorney. Come on, God. Tell me he ain't real. Tell me he ain't real. If y'all don't understand, God is so real. He's so lit. He's so off the charts. I'm just here for it. Kids, you not. I called her. She said, Shanae, she said, I'm sorry you going through this. She said, I hate to hear. She said, but I'm going to call my husband for you right now. I said, yes, ma'am. She said, he's a divorce attorney. Girl, I almost fell apart. Baby, do you hear me? On God. I said, wait a minute, time out. She said, yeah, he's one of the top divorce attorneys down here. And she said, and I'm going to call him and tell him to give you the family special. Y'all can't make this up even if I wanted to. Guess what? Talk to him on the phone. He said, yeah. He said, I'll complete the paperwork for you. He said, let's understand that I'm not representing you, but I will complete the paperwork that you will need and the necessary materials you will need for you to represent yourself. And I told him, thank you. He said, and it's only going to cost me $250 on God. So me thinking $250, cool. I'm like, man, I can do that. But y'all, let's understand during that time, I hadn't worked. I hadn't worked. I hadn't worked for almost 2 years. So I was like, okay, Lord. Okay. Okay, Jesus. I said, but I believe you going to supply. Kid you not, God supplied. During that time, I called my ex-husband and I had a conversation with him, and I told him, I said, well, we got to go up and file sign some paperwork. I was like, so you need to be ready. During that time I didn't have no car, so we ended up riding together. So during that ride, I'm praying to God. I'm like, okay, Jesus, talk to me, Lord, please talk to me, let me know what's what. I said, if it's not meant for me to get divorced, I said, he's going to do something that's going to say that he don't want a divorce. Kid you not, the whole way there, nothing. We got there. We got the filling out the paperwork. We got the signing the paperwork. The man said, the attorney was like, let me give y'all some time so y'all can discuss and, just to make sure y'all still in agreement of what it is that y'all want to do. Kid you not, he sat up there and sat. So I was like, you straight? I was like, everything okay to you? He said, yeah. He said, this is what you want to do. This is what we're going to do. I said, oh, okay, Lord. Okay, it's a good day. Say less. We signed the paperwork, got our paperwork, left, rolled back home. Then, a couple of months later, we had to go and get have parenting class. So I was like, okay. I said, we need to do parenting class. Again, I ain't got no car, so he was gracious enough to let me ride with him. And I was like, okay, cool. I was like, we're going to parenting class. So, I prayed again because you know me, I'm hard headed. I ain't going to lie. And I don't play about God. And I want to make sure it's always of God. So, therefore, I had to pray for the discernment of the Spirit. But also, too, I got to taste and see just how good He is. So, I got to test my Savior just so He can show me that His hand is in this and that I'm still doing what it is that He need me to do. Because when I follow in obedience, I want to make sure I'm following in obedience to the great head. I want to make sure that this is God and I'm not being tricked by the devil. So, I prayed again. I said, okay, Lord. I said, if it's meant for me to get a divorce, I said, he gonna say something today to make us, he gonna say that he want to fight for us. He want us to be together. Kid you not. Went to the parenting class. We had a good parenting class. Kid you not, everything that I had been saying to this man, everything that I've been trying to get him to see, everything I've been trying to get him to understand, that marriage is work. Being in a relationship is work. We have to agree to disagree. We have to work together. We have to move together. We have to be inseparable. Kid you not. Like, we have to be eye to eye. If we don't see eye to eye, then how can we have anything? If we can't even communicate, how can we have anything? Communication is always the key. So if you in a relationship, I can tell you now, if you can't communicate or the other person just ain't listening to you, it is not for you. And I'm going to speak the facts. Jehovah Jireh, we're here for it. I'm just going to put it out there. I ain't going to sugarcoat nothing. Not today. Not today, because this is the day that the Lord has made, and we're going to rejoice. And we're going to be glad in it. At the end of the day, if this person can't listen to you, if this person is I all about them and what they bring to the table and what they want to do and how they want to do it and how they feel like they can't change, then guess what? That person is not for you. Come on now, we gonna stand up for what's right. We gonna pay attention to the red flags, grab all of them and run. Trust me, my last relationship, honey, I should have called all of them and ran. That was red flags for a reason. But we're gonna talk about that another time. Let's keep going. So, kid you not, he didn't say nothing. Only thing he said was, "Man," and I promise you, everything give me want to say I told you so, but I didn't. But God allowed what I felt to come to fruition in a sense where He said, "Man, everything they said, you was right." And I was like, Did He say anything else after that? He did not. I said, "Okay, Lord, say less. We gonna do this. We gonna get this done." Kid you not, November 16, 2019. I never forget it. Never forget it. That was the day that I went to court. Woke up. He could have been at the courtroom. He didn't have to. Did he show up? He didn't, but that was fine with me. Got to the courthouse. There was 5 people in there. I said, okay, Lord. I was there on time. I said, this gonna be short and sweet. Kid you not, the judge was 30 minutes late. By the time the judge got there, the courtroom was so packed that people standing outside. I was like, oh, Lord, I'm finna be here all day. I said, okay, Jesus, I just want to get this divorce so I can go. I said, this where you got me? I said, you going to work it out. I said, okay. I said, this is it. I said, we at the finish line. I said, so if I cross it, I said, ain't no coming back. I said, and I'm going to be real. I said, well, I'm going to be real with you. I was like, so this is where we at. I said, so I assume this is what it is you have for me. I said, well, speak to my heart. Kid you not, sitting in that courtroom seeing familiar faces and everybody looking at me. I'm pretty sure they probably questioning. I'm questioning too. Yeah, we all in here for a reason. But it wasn't just divorce. It was child support. It was all kinds of things in that room. But she called that Brooks, and I looked around. Ain't nobody shake nothing. Ain't nobody move. I said, Lord, she talking to us. So I got my briefcase, and I grabbed it. And she said, Brooks. I said, yeah, that's me. Kid you not, it was the first case. Let me remind you, the judge was already late. It was a female. You know us females. We don't play no games. We don't play no games. We don't play no games. She was late. She didn't feel good. She made it clear. She made it known. She said, I'm not finna play with y'all today. We're gonna handle business. We're gonna get things done, and this is what it's gonna be. Now I had a flashback from last time I was in the courthouse. Yeah. Yes. I almost got a contempt of court. Yeah, they finna lock me up because I was just all over the place. I was not feeling it. I was not here for it, and that was the only thing I was thinking about. I said, Lord, I said, to help me, Jesus. Like the last time I was in the court, I told the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help me God, and including telling on myself, because at the end of the day, if I did something, I'm gonna speak up for it. And that's where people can't relate, and that's where people can't compare, because at the end of the day, you committing a crime or you doing something that's wrong, but you can't stand up and speak you can't stand on it. You can't stand on it. You can't speak the truth. You can't tell your part, but you want to tell about me. You want to speak on me, but at the end of the day, Shanae is real, and she 1,000. At the end of the day, guess what? God could have locked me up that day, but he did not. But I still spoke the truth. Yeah, I did it. I'll do it again. And I'm just going to be honest. That part. Because I feel like if you big enough to do something, be big enough to stand on it. But everybody ain't real enough. But when you gonna get real? When you gonna start living in your own truth? Come on now. But y'all want to compare and compete? Where you cannot compete, where you surely cannot compare. Point blank period. Nobody is ever gonna be as real as me, because at the end of the day, I speak the truth, and I'm upfront with it. I don't sugarcoat nothing. I ain't at her flousing. I ain't at her front, because at the end of the day, I'm gonna be who? Shanae Michelle Carter all day, every day. No matter where I go, I'm not switching up for nobody, because God didn't tell me to switch up. When God tell me to change, or He tell me to do something different, then I switch up. So everybody that feels some type of way, talk to Jehovah Jireh. That part. Okay, we're gonna keep going. So I get to the podium. She was like, okay, Miss Bruce, or well, Miss Carter, are you keeping on limbs? And she's just talking. I said, yes, ma'am. She was like, well, I need this. Do you got this? So I'm flipping through the folder he gave me. I get her this. She was like, do you have this? And at that point in time, I'm like, I guess I'm flipping through, and the bailiff come over there. He like, yeah, that's it. And then he give her that, and then she asked for something. I'm like, oh, good God, Jesus. I'm like, okay, well, I'm assuming that he gave me everything. Okay, Lord, you got me here. Okay, that's all I kept saying. So, kid you not, she took her glasses out. She rolled back in her seat, and she rocked. And I said, Lord, see, I just want to do, okay, Lord, well, if it ain't meant for me to get divorced, then I understand. I said, but, okay, I done get nervous. So she said, in all her times of working there as an attorney, nobody has ever came through her courtroom and got a divorce on the same day. Kid you not, I was like, wait a minute, time out. I said, excuse me. She said, yeah. She said, most of the time people are not prepared. They don't have everything they need, or the two parties are not cordial enough to make this happen. She was like, apparently, this is supposed to happen for you. She said, honey, you getting a divorce today. I said, well, look at God. That's all I could tell her. I was in shock. I was just speechless at this point. I said, well, all I know is this is what's supposed to be. She said, well, honey, let me hurry up and finish filling out this paperwork and signing this, and the third. She said, because you're getting a divorce today. She said, matter of fact, if you have any problems out of the other party, please come back and see me. She was like, because you got my support from here on out. I said, well, thank you. I appreciate that. I got the paperwork. I went out to the clerk. Same clerk that helped me once before, except her counterpart was there. So the counterpart is the one that stepped up and got my paperwork. She said, okay. She just grabbed the paperwork. She was like, let me get you your next court date. I said, no, ma'am. She said, excuse me. She said, you need to be scheduled for another court date. I said, no, I don't. I said, she said that I was done. The woman started flipping through the folder like she was in disbelief. She was like, you mean to tell me? She was like, ain't this your first court date? I said, yes, ma'am. She said, hold on, wait a minute. She said, well, honey, looks like you getting a divorce. Well, let me hurry up and get you your papers. I said, well, thank you. I appreciate it. Look at God. Kid you not. That woman gave me my paperwork. She was like, now you have a blessed day. And she said, congratulations. Y'all walked at the courtroom. And when I say I started giving God the praise, I started giving the praise. Because even though I couldn't see, even though I believed that this wasn't the way that I was supposed to live my life, not in in a sense where God put us together, but never in that moment in time that he brought us together. And I am going to tell how we did end up together later. But never in that moment did he say this was my husband. The only thing he said, this was the man that I was supposed to marry. So I was like, woo, woo, Lord, oh, Jesus Christ. Okay. So, I gave God the glory. I gave him the praise. Kid you not, I didn't even spend $500, if that much, for the entire divorce. When I went to divorce care after I moved to Nashville, everybody kept saying, wait a minute, you got divorced in 3 months. 3 months, not catching it. 3 months, not catching it. Number three. What is three? Trinity. Look at God, Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit. Ha ha! Whoa, God! Because when I tell you, when God wars for you, he wars for you. But when you follow in obedience to his will, he will establish your plans. He will take care of you. He will give you everything you need. When I started explaining my story to them, they was like, girl, that was nothing but the favor of God. That was like, you know how many thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars I done spent to try to get a divorce? You know how many years I've been fighting to get a divorce? 2 years, 7 years. One lady said 12 years. I said, wait a minute, time, man. I was not ready. Wait, whoa, whoa, whoa. They was like, that had to be the hand of God. I said, what you know, because at this point in time, I was speechless. Speechless. So when I say you don't understand the things that I've been through, but you don't understand how my God has been right there every step of the way. He has been right there every step of the way. Came to Nashville, kid you not. Came to Nashville. I ain't worked for 2 years. And the whole time I was here, I didn't lack for nothing. Stayed on campus in a dorm. I'm saying, Lord, I'm in this dorm. I said, I really got to stay in the dorm. But when you come to a 4-year institution and it's you come in as a freshman, even though I was established as a sophomore, um, they still have protocol. They still have rules that you coming in as a new fresh person. If you didn't come in as an adult learner and you coming in as a regular student, you have to stay on campus. So I had to stay in a dorm, and I said, Lord, am I too old to stay in a dorm? I felt all out of place, y'all. I ain't gonna lie. And I say the most uncomfortable thing for me was to go back to school at my age and to be around so many kids that wasn't my age. But God had a blessing in disguise. Kid you not. I was supposed to have a roommate. Guess what? That roommate pulled back. So I basically had a dorm to myself. Not only that, he finally did send me a roommate at the end of my first year there. And she was a great blessing to me. We still keep in touch. But she was the most precious person because she was just genuinely sweet. She actually took the time to talk to me. She actually took the time to say, you want to go get something to eat? She invited me out this, and the third, which she didn't have to do that because I felt so out of place. I ain't going to tell no story when I first got there. But I had a mindset, kid you not, I had a mindset that when I go back to school, I'm going, just like I had a 4.0 when I graduated from Concord Career College. I wanted to keep that 4.0 because I know that's how I gain scholarships and I know that's how I stay in great standing. And I know that was my goal. And that's all I kept telling God. I was like, so I wasn't there to play. I wasn't there to party, but I was there to get my work done. Did I hang out? Did I party? Yes, I did some things, but I didn't do a lot of things because I was literally into my studies. Kid you not, I was literally into my studies. So I kept my 4.0 until like 2.5 years in to the institution. I probably ended up with a 3.8. But I still was very proud of me, what I accomplished in that time that I was there. Kids, y'all not when I got here. Finally got me an apartment on campus. That's where I stayed. When I moved up here, I didn't have no car. Rode the public bus. People don't know that. It is what it is. But sometimes you just have to figure it out. But I was not too high set in myself that I where the devil had tricked me for years to say that you can't start up. What you look like starting up? What you look like starting again? What you look like going back to school right now? What you look like chasing that degree? But these was my prayers, and God had answered my prayers. Not knowing that, yeah, I'm planning, but he the one that established my plan. Why I thought I was doing something. He had something else for me. Kids you not, he had something else for me. So I finally moved into my own apartment. At this point in time, COVID had hit. So I didn't get pushed back home. And I'm just like, Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. I gotta go to school. My kids, I gotta teach them while I'm at home. And we back at home. And I'm like, Lord, okay, Lord, okay, Lord. And I'm just watching God. I'm just watching God. But all at the same time, still reverencing him for who he is. And I'm like, okay, Lord, well, it's just part of the plan. It's part of my story. It is what it is. Kid y'all not. We got through the spring semester, and then summer came. Kids, y'all know I had a full schedule for summer. I had 4 full credit classes. Ended up with COVID. Ended up with COVID. Oh my God. I had every symptom under the sun except for vomiting and diarrhea. Kid you not. And I vomited one time, but I think that's because I had took my pain medicine. I hadn't really ate much. But kid you not, I had every symptom. I was sick with COVID for 26 days straight. Kid y'all not. I was so down and out, and people are blowing off COVID like it's nothing. Then I'm seeing people die. Like, I just didn't understand why people out here want to play with COVID. Talking about COVID is nothing. COVID is nothing. COVID is nothing. And then I got the COVID from somebody that was one of the people that just was like, COVID is nothing. But at the same time, when I got it, during that time, so many other people got sick. And I'm sick. I'm real sick. I'm sick to a point where my headaches are so excruciating, I can't even open my eyes. My body felt like a big truck had ran over me, literally. Like, this is how I felt. I was so sick that food was disgusting. My mama said I was sick when I didn't want bacon. Meat tasted like charcoal. All I could eat was vegetables and fruits. And then I still really didn't want those, but me coming from the medical perspective, I'm like, Lord, I gotta eat. Come on, Shanae, you gotta eat. You gotta eat. You gotta eat, because if you don't eat, how you gonna get nutrients? Come on now, you gotta push through this. So I'm doing my Pedialyte the whole time. I got chills. I got the shakes. I'm sweating. Make this make sense. I'm wrapped up in a blanket, and I'm like, okay, now I'm like, I couldn't breathe. I had shortness of breath. I went to the hospital for 2 days. They were trying to put me on a machine because I just couldn't breathe. And I kept saying, I said, I'm not going on the machine. I said, now somebody else may need that more than I do. But most important, I'm like, now, God, I know better. It's your breath in my lungs. Come on now. Breathe. 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 You breathe for me. It's your breath in my lungs. It's your breath in my lungs. And that's all I kept saying. And I went back home. Kid you not, went back home. And I still was down them 26 days. 26 days down. And all I remember was one day I was laying in the bed and I was so sick and I was just so hurt and I was wrecking in pain. I was like, Lord, have mercy on me. Have mercy on me, Jesus. I said, Lord, I just know better. I said, I just know better. I said, I know you ain't finna take Shanae out with no COVID. I said, now I just know better. And that's how I'm talking to God, because I talk to him like he my father. I'm gonna talk to him like he real, like for real. Come on now. So if I talk to him like that, what makes you think I'm not gonna talk to you like that? Jehovah Jireh, we're gonna talk about it. But like for real, I laid in that bed and I said, come on now. And I just started singing. And I remember grandma used to hum, and I started humming. Tears were rolling down my face while I'm laying flat on my back, aching in pain. And what I just tell y'all, I used to tell my patients at West Cancer Center, pain is sickness leaving your body. That's how we got to look at this. And me telling them that, didn't know that God was gonna bring it back to me. But like for real. And that stuck. And to this day, he brought it back to me again in my remembrance. Pain is sickness leaving your body. You want to be healed, but you don't want to go through the process. Good God of God. Help somebody today. Do you hear me? Help somebody. Help somebody. You wonder why you in this sea of despair. You wonder. But you don't want to look to the one, to the hill from which comes my help, because all my help comes from the Lord. But you don't want to look to the one who can lift you. His love lifted one. Whew. Jehovah Jireh, but y'all ain't hearing me though. Y'all ain't hearing me. Kid you not. Then I was like, Shanae, you got to get up. I said, how you going to exercise your lungs by laying here? I said, you got to get up every day. I got up. Made myself walk down to the stop sign and back. Kid you not. The man that I had divorced was right there beside my side. I said, look at God. Look at God. Look at God. Look at God. I know he loved me. I know he loved me to this day. He will never love another person the way that he loved me. And that's because, as he said when we got married, I introduced him to God. But God had another assignment for us. He had another plan for us. But he also showed me we was married during that time for a reason. Because some of the stuff that we encountered, we wouldn't be able to take it on our own. He needed me to be there. And he needed me to be who I was. And kid you not, I'm a person that when I give, I give. I give freely, number one. But I also give not seeking nothing in return. That's God. That's God. That's God. And I'm gonna play Reckless Love for y'all one day. But kid you not, when I play that song for you, y'all need to listen to the man when he talks on the end, because that is God all day long. This is how God loves us. This is how God sees us. He ain't got no respect of a person, man, or a thing. At the end of the day, he's gonna be him at whatever cost it is. It cost him his son. Come on, God. You can't tell me that he don't love us. You can't tell me his love ain't real. Come on now. We gonna talk about it or we not. That was me. That was who I was. I loved this man so much that I denied myself. I gave up my dreams just to give him a life, just to show him what life is about, just to show him the good side of things, that you don't have to struggle. You don't have to live in poverty. You don't have to be a statistic to this world. There's better for you. But in the process of me overstepping my boundaries, doing too much, I lost myself. I lost who I was. I allowed the devil to trick me into believing that I was able to save this man until God had to run up on me. He told me, Shanae, when I got a divorce, he said, enough is enough. When I started questioning, asking the question, he kept sending that same phrase to me, enough is enough. The second time he gave it to me, he said, enough is enough. I need you to step aside. Finally, the third strike was after divorce. After divorce, he came back around and he said, now, if I deliver you something for something, what you look like going back? I said, boy. But in my circumstance, in my situation, I'm like, this man, he's still here. He's still here for me. He's still being supported, even after all the days, the ugly days that we had, because the ugly did outweigh the bad. As Tyler Perry said, right, make your list. Yeah, that was true. Yep, I had to run. I need to run. Yep, yep, it was true. But in our reality, this man felt like he owed me something because of what I did for him in my time. And even though we both had our wrongs, even though um we both messed up, we both cheated, we both lived um was living a lie, but basically covering up, because in everybody else's eyes, we was the power couple. Everybody wants to be like us, but they didn't understand the hell that we was dealing with behind closed doors, and they didn't understand that it was a lot. It was a lot, and trying to work at it, but y'all not seeing eye to eye. We ain't even seeing heart to heart, like on God, like trying to love somebody, like for real, like love somebody unconditionally, love somebody with your whole heart, with your whole mind, with your whole soul, like for real. Like it was a lot. But he was there for me. And God ran up on me. He told me, he said, girl, make that make sense. I said, okay, Jesus. He said, Shanae, understand that I didn't send you here to save nobody. That's what I sent my son for. I said, what? If life give you more than you can bear to stand, my Jesus, it's time for you to kneel to the throne. But when he said that, I said, wait a minute now. Say, my God, you ain't have to come for me like that. Yeah, that's how you gonna run up on me? I'm like, for real? That's how you feel? Okay, say less. After he said that, it is what it is. So yeah, he had stuck beside my side, but he couldn't break away the fact that everything that I was trying to do, everything I was trying to be, it was who I was. And there was nothing that he could do in return to pay me back. And he had to come to terms with that how we was living wasn't okay. But you have to love yourself more enough to say that this is I'm worth more than being beat on. I'm worth my value is too precious to be talked down to. I have more in me than what I'm putting up with. Come on now. But he had to see that for himself. But I had to make a decision for us that there was no way to live. That was not the life that God intended for us. And we had taken something that could have been beautiful and made a mess of it. And there was no coming back. It was simple as that. Not saying that God could not do it, but God had another plan for us. And sometimes we just have to come to terms with, we're not saying that God can't do it, but if it's meant for us, it's going to work for our good. But guess what worked for our good? That divorce. Ever since we've been divorced, we've been best of friends. Ever since we've been divorced, we can communicate. Ever since we've been divorced, we can see eye to eye. Because guess what? Now we can't blame somebody else for our own actions. Now God has removed what we say the problem is. Now it forced us to focus on us. So kid you not, it forced us to focus on us. And in that process, I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, God, you something else. Okay, God, you ain't finna keep coming for the girl. Oh God. So at this point in time, I moved to Nashville and I'm working on me. I'm seeing a counselor at the school. That's something us black people do not want to do. We do not want to talk about therapy. We do not want to talk about counselors. But when I say it's the best thing I could have ever done for myself, the best thing I could have ever done for myself. Going to group therapy, divorce care at my church, it was wonderful. Wonderful. And just being established in the church house. At this point in time, I had got to a place where I can actually just go to church and get fed. Where when I was in my former church, all I was doing was serving, pouring out, and never pouring in, never taking a break, never getting a break. And at that point in time, I had felt like, God, I'm living a lie. Like I'm up here praising the Lord. I'm up here giving thanks. I'm up here blessing your name. I'm up here serving. I'm doing all the right things, but inside I feel like hell. I feel terrible. I didn't. I had got to a point where I didn't want to go to church, but it was so many people that was looking up to me. So many people counting on me. I had no choice but to go. But they didn't understand I was in a dark place. They don't know that. They don't know that. But I was still giving God my all. And people was like, Shanae, you know you're going to shout. You know you're going to turn. Because I was trying to shout something up out of me. I was trying to shout something up off of me. I was giving God thanks because out of all the stuff I've done, I didn't deserve to be alive. I didn't deserve for him to spare my life. Even when my mama had COVID, he healed my mama. Come on now. If you would have seen what I seen and you would have been through what I've been through, what's the Cardi Cortez say? You don't know. You just don't know. Do you hear me? Praying for your sister, praying for your niece, praying day in and day out, praying for your father, praying for your grandmother. Come on now. Y'all don't understand the weight that I was carrying. God said, nobody asked you to carry the load that you chose to carry. You did that on your own. But that's who I was. I would carry the weight of the people that I love because I wanted to make their burdens light. Who am I? My God, talk to me today. It was not my place, y'all. And too often we do that. We can't carry other people's burdens. It will stress you out. It will make you feel like the weight of the world is on your shoulder. It is not our place. So from that point on, like, I had got into some stuff. We're gonna talk about it. We ain't gonna talk about all that today, but it's a lot of stuff in between that we missed. But like for real, so when I got here, you know, I finally got my own place, my own apartment, but at this time this was after COVID. So we could choose to go back to campus or we could choose to work from home. So, I chose to go back to campus, but I ended up switching it up because Vanderbilt had called me. Y'all kids are not. Here you go again. Kids, y'all not. I wanted my own apartment. I already had a campus apartment, but I couldn't afford my own apartment because I wasn't working. But then I wanted to go to school because I am a kinesthetic learner, so therefore I learn hands-on, so I have to be front and center. So kid you not. I was in a dilemma. I said, okay, Lord, at this point of you, I just need you to show me what it is you got for me. Kids, y'all not Vanderbilt called me. I can't even remember when I put in the application for Vanderbilt. They called me and I said, oh my God. Oh my God. I said, not again. Oh my God. I couldn't even say nothing. Matter of fact, when I was interviewing with the lady, it wasn't even an interview. We was basically talking. She had already told me, you hired. She was like, I love you. I love everything about you. This conversation is so amazing. She was like, you would really bless my life. And I said, girl, you just don't know I'm applying for the job. But God had another plan for me. He did. So I got the job. I got my own apartment and I moved into it. And moved into my apartment and took my time. Took my time. That's why I try to tell people they so quick to run to the city. They so quick to have their own place. They don't understand. It's baby steps. You gotta take baby steps because if you don't establish a firm foundation, you're going to crumble. You're going to fall. And where you put in all this work, all this stress to do all of this, and things gonna fall apart, then you looking crazy. Then you wonder why you gotta move back home, and you wonder why you can't keep up with your bills. You wonder why you living check to check. You wonder why you got to work 30 jobs because you have to build a firm foundation. People didn't understand. When I got my apartment, y'all, I slept on my couch because that was the only furniture that I brought from Jackson, Tennessee, like for real. And I slept, I slept on the couch. And as I slept on the couch, I took my time to build up my apartment. I bought probably a piece of furniture once a month. But I wasn't in a rush. I was just happy to have my own space. I was happy to be content in my own space and happy and pleased with just being in my own space and having my own. And I still, did my classes online, went to work as a full time worker at Vanderbilt, and it was amazing. It was amazing. It was amazing. And then, you know, start getting beside myself, start just getting off the chain, off the charts. It was so, you know, just doing a lot, doing the most, um, losing focus on what I needed, what God needed from me versus why I was there. It was a lot. But, ended up going, um ended up going to get this haircut. That's how I ended up meeting my ex. Getting a lining. Kid you not. And it's crazy because the devil listens to you, true enough, and they tell you, they keep telling you not to um say too much, not to speak too soon because the devil is listening and he trying to figure out how he can come against you because he's studying you. But that's true. I do agree with that. But we got to stop giving the devil credit because at the end of the day, he gonna do his part. But is we gonna credit God for him doing his part? Because at the end of the day, the devil power can't withstand the power of Jesus Christ. Now I'm just saying that's the truth. So now I done got a second job. I'm working nights on the weekend. I'm doing my other job. So at this point in time, I'm talking to one of my work moms and we just talking this and another. She was trying to hook me up with this other man and I told her I ran into this other guy and then I was telling her, I said, well, all I know is the next guy that God got for me, I was like, he gonna ask me out on a date. I said the next man God got for me. And I said it just like that. I ain't say next husband. I said next man. And I just said I'm just being real. That was my prayer. Kid you not, this man asked me out on a date. I shut him down the first time. Matter of fact, he kind of threw it out there the second time. And I said, no, I got to study. So the third time, I'm finally intrigued. But I think I was more intrigued that he didn't hit on me the first time when I first met him. But then he came back around. But I think when he said, um, you should let me take you out on a date, that right there just blew me out the water. I said, Lord, okay, Jesus, this is what I pray for. Lord, have mercy on me. And kid you not, this man came into my life. Every prayer that I prayed for my ex-husband came in fruition through this man. Everything that I needed was from this man. So I instantly fell in love with him. And I thank God for him every day because God used him to bless me in a way that I could never fathom. When I kept saying, I'm giving this man credit, I'm like, he humbles me, he humbles me. Um, and I'm like, he's the best thing that ever happened to me. Little did I know, yeah, he was the best thing that ever happened to me, but he was also the worst thing that ever happened to me. My greatest heartache, my greatest heartbreak. Kids, y'all not. I was in a place last year at this time real close to this time where I was at a nervous breakdown. I was at a point at a crossroad again saying, God, I don't know where I'm going from here. God, I got my kids up here. I don't know what to do. I'm not working. How am I to lead this man? I was like, God, I can't do it. I say I can't do it. God said, are you gonna quit discrediting me, or you gonna allow me to bless you and walk in the blessings and the promise that I have bestowed upon you? So, it was a lot. It was a lot. And I was just like, look, Jesus, I can't do this. I can't do this. And I just kept telling God. Then the worst thing that could ever happen to me happened. And when I say it happened so fast out of nowhere, but I knew it was coming, because anytime a person is unstable, they're always going to say, I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm fine. When they repeating that they're fine, it tells you they're not fine. And then everything that God was showing me about this man, I was seeing, and I just couldn't understand. But then one day I just prayed. I said, Lord, at this point in time, you're going to have to deliver me, because I can't get myself up out of this situation. I said, I feel like I'm stuck. I said, I can't even begin to tell my family, whom I introduced this man to, that I'm back at square one, that this didn't work out, that it was all a facade, like for real, like on God, like everything. I was so in a dark place, so distraught, that I found myself weeping in postpartum, because I had this beautiful baby, the best thing that ever happened to me, the my greatest eye opener, and I couldn't even enjoy the abundance of life God had given me, the bundle of joy God had given me, because I was such in a dark place. And I told the Lord, I said, this time around, I want to enjoy my son. I want to be with my son. I want to spend time with my child, because my other two kids, I didn't get to do that, because I always worked two jobs. I was always running, doing this and doing that. I really didn't get a chance to really be with my child while they was young in a way that I wanted to be. And this time I was like, nah, we're gonna do it different. But not understanding, I'm saying we're gonna do it different. So me being frustrated because I can't get back to work, I prayed for me to have time with my kid, with my son, with my kids. So like, what I'm distraught for, because I can't get back to work. God had worked it for my good. Everything that I asked for, the big house, the white picket fence. I had all of that. We had a 4-bedroom house, 3 baths. Come on now, we was living like the Joneses. That part, everything I needed. A man that support me, a man that take care of me, a man that's for me. He was that. Everything I had prayed for, but little did I know. Yes, I'm asking for these things, but I ain't understanding what else is coming behind it. What else is coming behind it? This man that cheated on me, this man, when as soon as I put him out, God showed me him and a baby, and guess what? That same year, I put him out in March. That same year, he had a baby in November. Kid you not. God showed me this stuff, and I'm telling this man, y'all can't make this up. I can pull the receipts if I need to. But this man, the whole time, he was telling me, you think you know everything. You think you know everything. You don't know everything. Even when I met him, he told me, he was like, I have my differences, my own beliefs when it comes to God, because it's just a lot. But right there, that should have been a red flag. And then I'm sitting here telling this man what I can put up with and what I can't put up with, and I'm telling you that I'm not gonna put up with a man that still live with his baby mama, but you say that y'all not together. Then you finally move out, but come to find out you still take care of her. And I told you I didn't want to deal with that. But you sit here lying to me, telling me that you not taking care of her no more. And then we finally move into this house where I trust you with my life, with my kids. And come to find out you still take care of the household. So you want your cake and ice cream and you want to eat it too. But you mad at me because you talking about some, I need to understand your circumstance. Then here come the devil. His mama talking about some, you need to be patient with my son. Why I need to be patient with your son when I done told your son what I cannot put up with? I'm telling you, I can't put up with it for a reason, because if I have to introduce myself to you again, that means that you're gonna get a person that you don't want to see. I'm telling you what I can't put up with, because I'm not going to put up with it. It's just point blank. I don't put up with disrespect. So therefore, your mouth was disrespectful. I don't put up with dishonesty. You lied to me and said you, number one, you didn't even tell me that you were still staying with her. I had to ask you on my own, and you act like you just got everything out in front. And then when I finally find out, I'm like, yeah, I'm straight on you. I'm good. But then you like, okay, well, what I got to do? What I got to do? Then you move out. I let you move in with me. What I do that for? Because that was a mistake. Yeah, that was a mistake, because you stayed with me all this time and you paying her bills, but You ain't paying no bills in my apartment. I'm still struggling. I'm still struggling. Matter of fact, I done quit my job because it was nice and I couldn't keep up with you. So I done quit my job thinking that I got somebody that's gonna be equal. And yeah, I shortly did. I find that I found out more. So yeah, while I'm praying for this, I'm not knowing what I'm signing up for, and I'm like, I can take it. I'm like, Lord, I see him from a medical perspective. I know he's going through stuff. I know he hadn't dealt with this because he told me he hadn't dealt with this, and the third. But also spiritually too, I'm saying, okay, Lord, I'm like now I'm confused because you said that you sent this man here because of the assignment you have on my life. Me mistaken that he was my assignment and that I wasn't there just to love him. But no, God had a greater assignment. He wasn't my assignment. It was the assignment God had for me. The assignment God had on my life. How he delivered me through this man, through this circumstance, through this situation. And I didn't even realize it. But me staying too long, staying way too long, I went through turmoil, I went through destruction when I should have just walked away. I should have never moved in the house with him because I'm seeing all the signs God was giving me. When his baby mama showed up in my house and that was disrespectful because my kids was there, it violated my privacy, violate my territory. At that point in time, I knew I was a changed individual because anybody tell you I don't do no talking. Just like when your mama and your sister came to my house and they walked in my house uninvited because I didn't invite you in. You came in my room and you doing all this capping, you doing all this talking like you think I care because you the first lady. No, I did not at that point in time. Like I told you, I'm doing good to talk to you because I really want to pop your ass. Y'all excuse my language, but I'm being real. I gotta give y'all the truth. I gotta give y'all the depth of the situation because I feel violated. Y'all in my room, you think you finna gang up on me? All right, girl, it's a good day. But at the end of the day, who do I fear? I don't fear nobody. Just like he calmed down his voice when they came in the room to talk to them, the same respect you should have gave me before they got there, or you wouldn't have got what you got. And I'm just saying, like for real, we're gonna talk about it or we not. But don't nobody want the truth, but I'm gonna be real. So yeah, I became the very person that I had set out to change. I became that person again because I'm too busy trying to save somebody else instead of focusing on saving myself. Come on now, talk to me, God. You heard? You heard Jehovah Jireh. So, kid you not, when I say God got me out of the situation, I never seen it coming. The worst night of my life, and I'm gonna tell y'all more about it. But basically, I was domestic assaulted to a point where he almost broke my jaw. All of this was bruised, it was swollen, and this stuff will come out later. But yeah, it was a bad situation. It was bad. This man abrupt brutally battered me. This kickboxer brutally battered me to a point where in his mind he said that I was hitting him, and I ain't even touch. I touched him. Yes, I did. I rubbed his back. I rubbed his leg. And I just, told him. I said this was this. That was it. I told him that was it for me. That was it. I'm done. I'm done. Those were words he couldn't take. Even when we got to the house, he wanted to square up and he wanted to fight. Guess what? Y'all put my hands behind my back, kid. You know I wasn't finna fight him for a fight you for what? The battle's already been won. It's over and done. It's over and done. So I called for a well check. That's what it's called when you call the police. And you just need them come out and assess the situation to calm down the circumstance. He went to jail, but he didn't go on my behalf because I didn't press charges against him. He went on his own behalf because he had a warrant. But you also went because you deserve to go. Because at the end of the day, it was time. It was time. God had to remove you from my life, and He did. Baby, I packed his bags up, everything so fast, baby. Do you hear me? I couldn't get it done quick enough. I couldn't get it all packed up. So much stuff was happening. It was a whirlwind. And kid you not, um, he found that happened on a Saturday night, early Sunday morning, and he finally bailed out on Monday. And they came to my house when I went at the house, and I got to pause, but I'm going back in.